Hey guys, Marv Talks Wrestling here, and welcome to my WCPW Built to Destroy 2017 results and review. Alright, so Built to Destroy it really just happened. I tend to do these reviews right after right after I finish watching the show because I don't know, I just like doing that. And I actually enjoyed the show despite a few things here and there. Yeah, like I said, good show. Great 1 year anniversary for WCPW. Happy birthday to them. And great high fives all around to everyone who put together the show, everyone who works for WCPW. Great job. You've been doing a fantastic job for a year. Well, let's talk Built to Destroy. Holy crap, it was a stacked show. And it spanned about over 3 hours, 3.5 hours it spanned. And it didn't even feel like 3.5 hours, really. That's how engaged I was. But I'm here with the review, so let's get straight onto the results. Alright, so first up, it was the Internet Championship match. Gabriel Kidd defended against Shaw Samuels. Gabriel Kidd wanted to get some redemption for Prince Amin because Shaw Samuels, he beat up Prince Amin, then started talking trash about WCPW. So Gabriel Kidd defeated Shaw Samuels, and he introduced his new finishing move, and it looked like a running kick. That's what it looked like. And right after the match, Prince Amin came out to the ring, and he started talking about how at Built to Destroy last year, Prince Amin defeated Gabriel Kidd, meaning Gabriel Kidd had to be Prince Amin's personal assistant. But then Prince Amin hinted a heel turn when he took the title away from Gabriel Kidd, and saying, you know, this should be his since Gabriel Kidd technically is still his assistant. But then Prince Amin just shut down the heel turn. He got the contract that says Gabriel Kidd was his servant, and just ripped it in pieces. And Prince Amin actually had a gift for Gabriel Kidd, and Gabriel Kidd got his own entrance music. You guys know how Gabriel Kidd has been using Prince Amin's entrance music for the whole time now, but now Gabriel Kidd has his own entrance music, his own entrance video, which is a good thing. Prince Amin, Gabriel Kidd is now a free man, and it looks like Gabriel Kidd and Prince Amin have parted ways, which is, you know, sad. I kind of like that little combo, but you know, hopefully Gabriel Kidd can shine as Internet Champion. Then up next we had Kenny Williams versus BT Gunn. This match was to determine who would advance to the finale of the WCPWWC, the World Culture Pro Wrestling World Cup. Who would enter the finale as a Scottish contender. It was a good match. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the match. Kenny Williams ended up defeating BT Gunn, and as aforementioned, Kenny Williams is now advancing to the WCPWWC. Then up next we had a tag team match. It was Polar Promotions versus Moss and Slater. Like I said, you know, another good match. Moss and Slater are never a part of a bad match. Polar Promotions, they shined as well. And towards the end of the match, Liam Slater kind of got tangled in the top rope because of Mark Coffey, and you know, that ended up costing Moss and Slater. Polar Promotions ended up winning the match after they hit their finisher on Liam Slater, and Liam Slater looked to be injured because he was limping a lot. He had to be carried out by his tag team partner, Johnny Moss, and it sucks, really, because, you know, Moss was injured before, now it's Slater injured. Not much luck in that team, is there? Then up next, this is a weird one. It's the WCPW Women's Championship match. Bea Priestley supposedly was supposed to defend against Kaylee Ray, but apparently she was too injured to compete. So WCPW General Manager Plumpy announced one thing. There will still be a match, but it won't be Kaylee Ray versus Bea Priestley. It will be Kaylee Ray versus Viper. And despite the change of opponents, the Women's Championship was still on the line. Meaning, if Viper lost, Kaylee Ray would be Women's Champion. If Viper won, Bea Priestley will still be Women's Champion. So Viper pretty much gets nothing out of this match. But still, despite all of that, Kaylee Ray ended up defeating Viper because Bea Priestley, where am I? Oh yeah, Bea Priestley basically just cost herself the title. She wanted to hit Kaylee Ray with a crutch, but ended up hitting Viper, and then Viper got caught in the roll-up pin. 1, 2, 3. Kaylee Ray is your new WCPW Women's Champion. And then next, Moose versus Joe Coffey. I think this is the third match they had with each other, so it's a good trilogy. Moose was introduced as the mystery opponent of Joe Coffey, and at one point he was powerbombed into the crowd. I really hope they're all okay. Moose ended up defeating Joe Coffey, which it was a great match. So yeah, like I said, Moose won after hitting a distance clothesline, a really hard one on Joe Coffey. And Moose won. Let's celebrate with a chant. Moose, 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 Moose. Up next it was Jay Lethal versus Davey Richards. Jay Lethal, obviously, I believe he faced Noam Dar at 2016 Built to Destroy. And it was an absolutely phenomenal match. Lethal ended up winning this match against Davey Richards with the lethal injection. And we basically had a repeat of last year where Drake came out right after the match and started beating up Jay Lethal, but then Jay Lethal countered the attack and hit Drake with a lethal injection of his own. So yeah, good to have you back, Jay Lethal. Then up next, it was what I believe to be match of the night. The WCPW Tag Team Championship match. Swords of Essex defending their titles against Prospect. And like I said, it was an amazing match. I'm going to replay it once I finish making this video. Also, by the way, the Built to Destroy replay is already up, which is A1. Anyway, Swords of Essex ended up winning after Will Ospreay had Lucas Archer in a one-leg Boston Crab. Alex Gracie was trying to break up the submission hold, but he kept on being held back by Scotty Wainwright. So sadly, Lucas Archer ended up tapping out, which is a shame. That means Prospect, the journey has come to an abrupt end. And right after the match, Archer and Gracie hug it out. It was obviously very emotional. Then Alex Gracie swerves us. You guys know what happened at NXT TakeOver Chicago when Tommaso Ciampa threw Johnny Gargano into the Titantron. And Alex Gracie looked like he was about to do that, but he's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't do that to my brother. Psych! He did. He didn't. He actually turned heel. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. I can't believe it. Alex Gracie, like, it looked like he just swerved us. Like, it wasn't actually going to happen. There was no heel turn to happen. But then, you know, I grabbed my phone. I was going to begin tweeting. I can't believe this is the end of the Prospect. I hope to see you back soon. Better than ever. And then, out of nowhere, Alex Gracie comes back out and puts down Archer with, it looks like the kill switch by Christian. It's the inverted double underhook face buster. I hope you guys know what that is. He used that move right on top of the stage. Then he grabbed the Prospect jacket, and I dropped my phone. He grabbed the Prospect jacket, took off the Prospect logo. Turned out to be his name by himself. Oh no, Alex Gracie. Prospect is no longer a thing. You know what else is no longer a thing? My heart, because it is officially broken more than it already was. And too many heel turns are happening, man. There's El Ligero's heel turn that happened not too long ago. Oh, but regardless, it was still a very, very great match of the night. Like I said, in the end, the Swords of Essex are still your WCPW Tag Team Champions. Up next, it is to determine the inaugural WCPW Hardcore Champion. We had Primate versus Jimmy Havoc in what was a very, very hardcore match. I mean, there was cheese graters, paper cuts. There was a freaking ironing board with barbed wire wrapped around it. It does not get more extreme than that. And then Primate speared Jimmy Havoc, not once, not 3 times, but twice through 2 tables. But Jimmy Havoc still started fighting back. Then, as I said, Primate introduced the ironing board with barbed wire, ended up powerbombing Jimmy Havoc right through it. 1, 2, 3. Primate beats Jimmy Havoc to become the inaugural WCPW Hardcore Champion. And right after the match, Jimmy Havoc says, today there's no one more worthy of Hardcore Championship material than Primate. But Jimmy Havoc said he will be back and possibly to possibly capture the Hardcore Championship. And Primate had only one thing to say, blah, because he's a monkey. He doesn't speak, does he? Then we had a backstage segment right before Martin Kirby vs. El Ligero. It was WCPW General Manager Plumpy who gave Martin Kirby his very own briefcase. Why did Martin Kirby get a briefcase? Well, it's because if you recall back in time, I think it was a Chain Reaction or a Bulletproof. It was one of those two. Martin Kirby won a Magnificent 7 match, and because of the match, stipulation, he gets a title opportunity for the WCPW Championship anytime, anywhere. It's sort of the same concept as Money in the Bank. But this time, but it was very confusing because Martin Kirby won the WCPW title, but not because he cashed in his championship thing, but because he won the Battle Royal, but then he got screwed out of it, and then he had his own rematch clause, and then he no longer has any other opportunities. So retracing back to the Magnificent Seven, Plumpy gave Martin Kirby a pink briefcase to represent his championship opportunity, and that's going to come into play later tonight because it was El Ligero versus Martin Kirby. And the winner of this match, okay, no, I should probably say this first. Joe Hendrick came out as a spokesperson for El Ligero and said El Ligero will not compete unless Martin Kirby put the briefcase on the line. Martin Kirby agreed to it. He agreed to put the briefcase on the line. Sadly, it ended up costing him a lot. We had yet another heel turn. This time is Stevie Aaron for some reason. I was wondering where the heck that dude was. And he dressed up as his photographer, ended up distracting the ref. Then El Ligero hit Martin Kirby with a low blow. Later, C4L. El Ligero pinned Martin Kirby. El Ligero is now the official holder of the Magnificent Seven briefcase. Oh no. Shame, really. Martin Kirby losing once again. Poor Martin Kirby. Just keeps losing and losing over again. Now he's lost a briefcase too. What the oh no. This is not good. This is not good. Not good. Not good. So yeah, that's a wrap for Martin Kirby. El Ligero is now Mr. Magnificent Seven. And then finally, it's the main event, the WCPW Championship match. Joe Hendry defends his title against Rampage. And prior to the match beginning, Rampage was attacked by the Prestige. And yeah, basically they had the match, and Rampage was screwed out of the title. And he was screwed out of the title because of the briefcase, really. The Prestige kept on getting involved. I'm sorry for the motorcycle in the background. The Prestige kept on getting involved. El Ligero ended up eating a pile driver, which is really funny. Then Joe Hendry grabbed the briefcase, struck Rampage right in the back of his head. Rampage was knocked out. So Joe Hendry gets a TKO win to retain the WCPW Championship. The crowd was not happy. They ended up throwing their beer cups in the ring. So I guess you can say the crowd went on a rampage. But no seriousness, if you are attending an independent wrestling event, if you're attending anything in general, any sports event, it could be wrestling, football, baseball, soccer, yes, soccer. If you're attending any sports event and you have the right to buy beer, don't take advantage of that right. Don't just chuck it into the ring. Yes, you bought your ticket, you have the right to react whatever way you want to, but that's just going overboard. That's just like abusing that right, really. I don't even think that's legal to just throw stuff into the ring. It was just horrible. And to be honest, you know, I don't condemn any of that. I honestly, I despise it, to be honest. You know, and you might call me a hypocrite because back in Refuse to Lose, it was when everyone was throwing glow sticks. Alright, glow sticks is nothing. It's a thin piece of plastic. Yes, thousands of it were thrown, and one actually hit Pacitti in the face, which was quite funny, actually. And, but this is beer, you know, like actual, like, beer just being chucked in the ring. And if, I wouldn't be mad if the wrestlers came into the crowd and beat up whoever threw that beer. Honestly, I am not against that, because if anyone throws beer at you, you should have the right to punch that person in the face. But yeah, that's my little rant. Like I said, it was a stacked card for WCPW Built to Destroy 2017. And I enjoyed it. Except for Martin Kirby losing, which is a real shame, to be honest. But yeah, great show. What do you guys think of WCPW Built to Destroy? Tell me in the comments below. Any support such as liking, sharing, and subscribing is greatly appreciated. All my social media links are always down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.